Kanye West was right about everything. He knows the freakos that are watching her now are gonna love it when she's 18.
Some critics argued that North's bustier was inappropriate for her age, saying kids should be allowed to enjoy their childhood without adult fashion pressures.
You either have to have a mom that wants to sell you for money or a dad that's gonna sell you.
Kim, girl, you're turning into Kris Jenner right before our eyes, because what's this trip to Rome really about? You've got North, just 12 years old, front and center like she's your latest accessory. Everyone knows Kim has a long history of tipping off the paparazzi, and I wouldn't be shocked if she still calls the cameras on herself today, but now it's her daughter being used as the headline grabber, and that's a whole different level. North showed up in a corset, rocking long, bright blue hair, and she's only 12. That's what makes this so unsettling. People are out here criticizing North's look, saying she appears way older than she actually is. But let's be real, that's not her fault. That's the environment she's growing up in. She's literally surrounded by a family who constantly reinvents themselves with new looks, new faces, and new images. She's been watching transformations her entire life, so of course she thinks that's just what you're supposed to do. It's honestly heartbreaking to see a kid already shaped into this image-driven world before she's even had a chance to figure out who she really is. And here's the part that stings. Kim hasn't exactly been making waves in the media lately. The buzz around her name has slowed down. The headlines aren't hitting like before. So what does she do? She puts her daughter in the spotlight to stir the pot again. That's not just strategy, that's cold. Imagine needing your own child to keep yourself trending. Now that's the kind of move that screams desperation. Kim didn't just bring North out for a cute little family dinner. No way. She practically handed her over to the public eye, knowing people would pick apart a 12-year-old's look just so she could rack up more views. Think about it. Kim and North could have easily gone to a private dinner away from the flashbulbs. But that's not the game Kim plays. Every move feels intentional. And it's sad when the price tag is her own daughter's peace of mind. North already seems like she's been exposed to so much way too early, and then Kim doubles down by pulling her into TikToks with friends like it's all part of the show. And when that camera pans on Kim, Kimberly looks tired, maybe even flushed. Some folks are pointing out rosacea. Others just think the room heat got to her. Either way, she did not look her usual polished self. And that stood out big time. And then there's North again, in giant platform heels at just 12 years old. That's not just playing dress up, that's a whole curated look being paraded around. The kicker, paparazzi didn't just happen to be there. Reports say they tailed the van from the hotel on scooters, beating them to the restaurant and setting up before Kim and crew even stepped out. That means somebody tipped them off. So here's this kid, not even a teenager yet, already walking into a wall of flashing cameras and nonstop pressure. That's not childhood. That's a red carpet she never asked for. Kim and North sat down in Rome like true VIPs, feasting on classic Italian plates, zucchini flowers, caprese salad, prosciutto, tuna tartare, and not one, not two, but 4 plates of pasta. They were definitely eating good in Italy, and let's clear this up real quick. Sources say they only had water at the table, no wine involved. Honestly, that tracks. Kim never struck me as a heavy drinker anyway, but thank goodness nobody thought it was okay for North to sip anything else. She's just 12. Sure, she might be styled to look older, but at the end of the day, she's still a kid. But the internet wasn't drooling over the food. Oh no, the backlash came fast and furious over North's outfit. People zeroed in on the corset, calling it completely inappropriate for someone her age. Another person went even darker, asking what the over-under was on when North would fall under the Kardashian knife. That's when things got chilling. People speculating, imagine that pressure at just 12. And the shade didn't stop there. Someone else joked about Kris Jenner allegedly telling her granddaughter to do something to fit the brand. Others pointed fingers at Khloe, saying she had so much work done just to look like she did in 2012. And warning that North could be next in line. The vibe was harsh. Fans basically saying the apple doesn't fall far from the Kardashian tree. Whether that's fair or not, it shows how quickly the internet projects the family's reputation onto North, even before she's had a chance to decide who she wants to be. Are we even talking about Kim anymore? Or is this a Kanye-style shock tactic? Because the real question is, why does a 12-year-old have a styled-up look that's giving the illusion of cleavage? That's not edgy. It's disturbing. The internet is calling it flat-out sick that North is being put on display like this, and honestly, it's hard to argue. Some people are even speculating about surgery. Eerie, which is wild. She's only 12. Hopefully, no doctor would ever even think of going there. But the fact that people are talking about it shows how far this image game has gone. North is being rolled out like a headline machine, from singing in The Lion King to now this Roman dinner stunt. Every time it feels less about a kid living her life and more about making sure her name stays in the press. And the comparisons are already flying. People saying she's giving young Kylie vibes, like the cycle is starting all over again.
Seriously, you're so right. These pics remind me so much of Kylie when she was in her teens. I think she was like 16 or 17 here. And North is obviously 12, but she has the makings of a fashion icon already. She should come on TikTok and do like a little tutorial, or have her stylist do the tutorial.
Now that this night out in Rome has gone viral, the bigger conversation is whether North is even getting the right kind of parenting. And let's be real, look who we're talking about here, Kim and Kanye. North may be Kanye's mini-me in looks and personality, but would he really co-sign this? Probably not. Then again, he doesn't have much ground to stand on, considering his own history of bold and sometimes controversial choices. And Kim, she's been known to step out practically nude at times, so those are the examples North is growing up with. It makes you stop and wonder, is this really her style? Or just the family brand being stamped on her way too soon? When I first saw the pictures, I had to do a double take. Wait, she's only 12? Honestly, if you lined up kids of different ages, you'd probably struggle to guess North's real age too. She doesn't look 12 at all, at least not with the way she's being styled. But let's also point out what Google shows for typical 12-year-old outfits. The results are bland, not much diversity, and worlds away from what North was rocking in Rome. And then you look at the family history. Kim's past is tied to that infamous tape, and Kanye's new wife, Bianca, is constantly making headlines for being nearly unclothed in public. With role models like that, is anyone surprised North is already dressed in a push-up bra at 12? The internet keeps saying she looks grown, but honestly, I don't fully see it. To me, she looks more like a character straight out of Monster High than an adult. Meanwhile, Kanye himself has stayed quiet on North's outfit. No public statement, no reaction. And maybe that's because he's not really in a position to weigh in. He's reportedly in Spain focusing on rehab, his health, and this new Bianca project. Still, people online are saying, Kanye was right. Kim's exposing his kids to the Hollywood nonsense. And when you look at how North is being styled, it's hard not to see why they're saying that. At the end of the day, she's just 12. 12! And it feels overwhelming watching her get pulled into this spectacle so young. But let's be fair, there were other photos taken in Italy too. And not every outfit looked extreme.
Kanye West was right about everything. He knows the freakos that are watching her now are gonna love it when she's 18. It's like the same way they were passing around Kylie when she was 17 years old and no one said anything. I just feel bad for the West children because you either have to have a mom that wants to sell you for money or a dad that's gonna sell you Yahtzee propaganda. Like either way, you're...
In some shots, her style seemed far more age appropriate, which makes it even clearer. Kim is picking and choosing when to turn her daughter into a headline, and that's what makes this whole thing feel so calculated. North's look in Rome actually gave me flashbacks to her time in Japan. She spent a lot of time there, and it seems like she really vibes with the culture. That bold hairstyle, it almost had a Japanese-inspired edge to it, and there's a clip floating around from when she was younger showing her in Japan speaking full-on Japanese. She was out there embracing the culture like it was second nature, and fans were shook. One person even commented, "This is so cool, I hate being poor." That's the kind of access money and fame gets you at 12, a global childhood most kids can't even dream of.
Let's do this one here today. I let them know, after you dripped out, touch about how much to pick up, how much to shave.
I don't know.
You don't know for the shades, okay, I see the chain, how much chain?
I don't know.
I don't know, okay, I see the shirt, how much shirt? I don't know, okay, I see the bag, how much for the bag? I don't know for the bag, I see the pants, how much for the pants? You don't know for the pants, and I see the kicks now, don't tell me, how for the ring? You don't know for the ring? Wait, hold on, I see the watch, how for the watch?
But maybe that's also part of the problem. Having that kind of wealth and fame from the jump can be a double-edged sword. Instead of a normal childhood, North is already being pushed into this world of adult aesthetics, high fashion, and public scrutiny. It's not that she's trying to be older, It's that she's been exposed to too much, too soon. And while Kim is the one constantly photographed with North, let's not forget about Kanye. He's just as much in this equation. North is basically his mini-me, from her attitude to her presence in his music. She was even featured in that track Kanye dedicated to Diddy, which is a heavy thing for a kid her age to be tied into. So when people blame Kim alone, it feels incomplete. Kanye's influence is just as strong, and if we're being real, both parents are playing a role in shaping North into this headline-grabbing figure before she's even a teenager. Let's clear the air. Kourtney Kardashian is not pregnant, but you wouldn't know it from all the non-stop rumors she's been fighting off lately. Honestly, I've been trying her Let Me Sleep gummies myself, and I'll admit, they knock you right out. Maybe that's what Kourtney's doing too, catching her beauty rest, enjoying her late-night snacks, and just living her best life. She's openly said she's been indulging in gelato, focaccia, pasta, and not really working out. And you know what? She looks like she's just chilling, not like someone secretly carrying another baby. People online are still speculating, though. They're saying, wait, does she look pregnant? But let's be real. Kourtney is 46, and she just gave birth to little Rocky not even a year ago. Do we really think she'd be rushing into another pregnancy this soon? It feels way more likely that she's just enjoying her food, her family, and not worrying about the Hollywood pressure to snap back overnight. Meanwhile, Mama Kris Jenner has been busy making headlines of her own. She recently popped up in Vogue and decided to get candid about her face. Kris admitted she had a facelift about 15 years ago, and she's now gone in for a refresh. She explained it like clockwork. Maybe every 10, 15, or 20 years, it's time for a little tune-up. Her take, just because you're getting older doesn't mean you should give up on yourself. If you're comfortable aging naturally, great, do that. But if you want some help, that's fine too. Leave it to Kris to remind everyone that she's the original Kardashian who set the tone for the whole family brand, and she's still running the show. Now this is what Kris Jenner calls aging gracefully. But let's be real, I can't help but wonder if this fresh face is going to make its debut on the next season of their Hulu show. Because let's face it, the Kardashians always need something juicy to keep viewers hooked. Honestly, I'd love to see the behind-the-scenes magic of that surgeon's office. Whatever doctor she's seeing clearly has the skills, because Kris looks stunning in these new shots. Check out Grandma Kris in that bold red dress. She's serving confidence. Though, if I'm honest, the photos themselves are a little suspect. Some fans are saying it looks like green screen work, and others notice the images look slightly blurry, like they didn't want people to see that facelift in crystal clear 4K. Maybe keep it at 2K and call it a day. Still, I can't lie. The red dress is giving, with just the right amount of J-Lo energy. Of course, the internet is divided. Some fans were eating up Kris's new look, while others thought the outfit was flat out bizarre. Personally, I don't think it's that bad. Dramatic? Sure. But Kris has been leaning into more hair and bolder styles lately, and honestly, it works. One shot especially looked like a full-on movie scene, almost cinematic. Again, major J-Lo vibes. But let me save the wildest for last. Because what was that construction zone setup? Pipes in the background, Kris wobbling around on some random grate, it just didn't make sense. The photos screamed less high fashion and more accidental blooper reel. You could almost picture her stepping onto that set saying, "Hold steady," like she was about to topple over. And one fan captured the vibe perfectly, rating the shot with pure disbelief. It's giving, "Who approved this?" energy. The scaffolding shots had people cracking up. One person said the whole setup was so random, and another dragged it for not even being aesthetically pleasing. Fans felt it didn't match the other photos at all, calling it a bad choice straight up. And honestly, I see their point. It felt like Kris went from glam goddess to awkward construction zone in seconds. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Kim is basically pimping out North for attention, or is the internet just being too harsh? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is getting hotter by the day. Are the Kardashians just chasing headlines at this point? Let me know all your takes in the comments below, because I know you've got opinions. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because here at NoFilter, we drop celebrity gossip every single day. Like, share, comment, and I'll catch you in the next one right here at NoFilter.